Hello, welcome back to Core Finance. This is the third and final video today with Nicole Elliott, and we're looking at the loonie, as it's called, named after the Canadian bird, dollar CAD, and where does it go from here?
Well, this one's super interesting because they've got a double whammy with Mr. Trump, because they've got NAFTA, North American Free Trade Association, discussions to do. So they too are a sort of not British problem, but it's, you are having
almost on a par with Brexit in Europe.
Yeah, we have trade negotiations. We've had this partnership with Mexico and the States, and now it's coming under discussion, and it could all fall apart. And they've already started attacking them with the curbing lumber exports from Canada and stuff like this. But what's super interesting is this one is actually leading. Now, admittedly, in 2016, at that top there, January 2016, it was much weaker than the other majors. So weaker than cable was, weaker than Aussie dollar was, weaker than Kiwi and all sorts of other ones in the euro. So that first drop, which means you need fewer Canadian dollars to buy yourself a US, was in part because it had gone too far in the other direction. And then when Mr. Trump was elected, you can see that it blips just above the top of that dark cloud. Again, a very flat one. That's interesting there. It means when you see anything flat like that on the top, it means that you had a very dramatic high that doesn't come out of your mathematical equation for a long time. So it's there. That's why it's that. So just with Mr. Trump's win and that, and in the beginning of the year, you can see it went above it. But then it's kind of like, no, that's wrong direction. And as soon as we break that diagonal line, which had sort of maintained the correction to that initial drop. Okay, the drop is, I think, in my view, a new trend.
Understood.
Then that diagonally bit is a counter trend rally.
And
then smashing through. So you can see the difference, can't you, in the speed, the angle of the down moves versus the up moves in this chart, yeah? Yep. The down move has the dynamics to it, the other one doesn't. And yet again, we're on that 50% level. That's actually from a low in 2011 when a lot of the commodities peaked. Okay, so in other words, this one definitely is one step ahead of Aussie and two steps ahead of cable. You can see.
So as you say, a leading currency, and if we hit that 50% level, obviously
we did last week.
We have, and it's tested that and seen some
and so
resistance.
That's why I think what it's just like. Hang on a minute. Let's just rejig and rethink. Give it another week or two, and see if we really want to seriously sell the US dollar. Yeah.
And how many times would you expect it to test that before we...
Well, I'd say I'd rather, ideally no more than 4. 4 weeks. Okay, so you test it on 4 consecutive weeks.
Understood.
If it doesn't go down like I think it should, then I would sort of redo my maths and have another little look.
Understood. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure. Nicole Elliott, thank you.